Hello artists! Today we're going to make a space picture inspired by artist Pam Peacock. Pam specializes in making lots of space pictures, space stations, that they are really cartoony in nature and fun. And it has layers to the picture where we have something called foreground, middle ground, and background. So first we're going to start with foreground, which would be the area up front, and we're going to make a space station of some type. You get to decide what direction your paper is going today. You do need a messy mat underneath your work because we're working with permanent marker. So choose your direction for your paper. I'm going to work horizontally and get your name in a corner and your class. All right, Space Station 101. I have a handout that shows several examples of Pam's space stations. And if we look at them, they're pretty simple in design. They have lots of geometric shapes on them, like these. They're circles with little circles inside. Or this one's an oval. This one, we have a half circle or a semicircle. Down here, this one, it's a triangle on the front. This one's like you have a half circle, and then down below you got a rectangle connected to it. So very geometric in their design with lots of little gadgets and gizmos that stick out on them. Your space station should be large and in charge in your picture. So don't make it teeny tiny. We want it to be the focal point of your image. That means it's the focus. It's the first thing that we notice in your picture. And don't be scared because we're working with a permanent marker. Just because it's permanent does not mean you're going to have problems. So think of what shape do you want it to start with. So I'm going to start with something round. I'm going to make it circular. Don't worry if your circle is not perfect. And then what kinds of windows do you want inside it? How many windows do you want inside it? So on my space station, I included these little lines to show some value. So we have some dark areas. I have the little dots to show where the metal is hooked together. I have lines to show that that's glass on the ship. And you can always add on, have an additional room or something on your spaceship. For the next stage, we need layers. So if we look at these images, sometimes the layers look like water, or look like fluffy bushes, or look like very pointed and kind of craggy mountains. So I would start low for your first layer, and your lines will bump and jump over your space station. And we don't want 100 layers here. We're trying to keep it simple, like 4 or 5. So if we look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. And in the mountains, Pam also adds a little bit of texture with some gently squiggling lines. So we can just make some little waves on the mountains.